This technique is part of the foundation of intermediate and advanced wire wrapping in that it involves wrapping a smaller gauge of wire around a wire with a larger gauge. You will find that this technique can be scaled and modified in myriad ways. I will be demonstrating this technique using an infinity link made with 20 gauge wire. I will also be using two 6mm Swarovski bicones and two 2-inch lengths of 26 gauge silver-plated round wire. So let's begin. Thread one of the 2-inch lengths of wire through the side of the infinity link. Bend the wire, allowing for a 1/2-inch tail. We will be wrapping the 26 gauge wire around the 20 gauge wire in a coil shape. I personally find that giving the wire a bit of a gentle sliding tug between my thumb and forefinger gives it a nice curve, making it easier to thread through the link. Using a combination of your fingers and your chain nose pliers, find the most comfortable way to create 3 to 4 tight coils. I also nearly always use my chain nose pliers to pull the wire end through the link as well as to tighten the coil rows. Keeping the tail snug beneath the thumb of my other hand gives me leverage for a nice tight coil. Once you have the desired number of coil rows, thread one of the 6mm Swarovski bicones on the wire. We will now be using the principle of counterbalance to ensure the sturdiness of the wrap. See how the bottom coil rows move from right to left from the center of the bead? I will now wrap the top of the bead in the opposite direction from left to right. This is going to prevent any movement within the wrap. We want the bead to have a tiny bit of movement, but we want the anchor points to be fixed. Using the same methods as the bottom coil rows, wrap the top coil rows. Once the bead is fully attached, we will trim the ends and tighten things down. Remember, this is a component of jewelry that will be against the skin, so it's important to have the ends pointing as close to the inside of the link as possible. Otherwise, it won't be comfortable to wear. The best way to accomplish this is to pull the end so it points toward the bead. Using your flush cutters, trim the wire, leaving just enough for it to wrap tightly into the inside of the link. Using your chain nose pliers, twist the wire a tiny bit further around the link. You should not be able to feel any pointy ends after you've completed this step. Repeat this entire process for the other side of the infinity link. Well done! You've now completed one of the most valuable and versatile techniques in this course.
Go, go, go!